A Unitarian Universalism is a transformational religion. We want to change the world because we see the potential for more love and more peace and more community. Where there is separateness and exclusion, we believe that there can be wholeness and belonging. Where there is want and scarcity and greed, we believe there can be plenty and fullness and giving. We want transformation in people's individual lives. Where there is hurting, we want healing. Where there is frustrated potential, we want to create opportunities for the richness and the creativity of the human mind and the human spirit to shine through. Where there is prejudice, we believe that love can open hearts to our shared humanity. Now, our religious principles remind us that none of us have the final truth and the final answer. New truth and new experience is constantly coming into the world and coming into our lives. Our third and fourth principles encourage us to seek truth and to seek spiritual growth. And so a metaphor that we often use for our experience of life and religion is to say that we are on a journey. And we say that we are on a spiritual journey together. And that by definition is a transformational metaphor, because when you're on a journey, the idea isn't to end up where you started, untouched, unchanged by the experience that you've had. Our lives are not meant to be static. We envision for ourselves and for one another change and growth and development, not because we are chasing novelty for its own sake, but because the richness and beauty of the world deserves to be explored and understood. And the human spirit longs to express itself in new and creative ways, and the brokenness of the world cries out to be healed. And in all of this, there is transformation. We change and we are changed. So our worship theme this month is body and spirit. Body seems clear enough, but spirit requires a word or two. We are a theologically diverse crowd, so we have different ideas of what spirit means. Spirit for you might mean some transcendent aspect of you that participates in the divine or touches the realm of God or goddess. Spirit might mean the spirit of love at work in the world in which we participate. It might mean the human spirit, our reason, our imagination, our longing, our dreaming. It might mean all of those things for you or something a little bit different. The word spiritus in Latin originally just meant breath. Breath. Let's take a breath together. And let it out. I like the image of spirit as something that fills us and sustains us, as something that we are continuously bringing down deep into our bodies. Because Unitarian Universalists on the whole, we're kind of a thinky bunch, and one tendency that we have a bit is to intellectualize matters of the spirit, which keeps everything a little bit remote. We like to study and compartmentalize and analyze and explore matters of the spirit. We like to say things like, we're a theologically diverse crowd, so we have different ideas about what spirit means, and then we're going to define some words. And that's all good. There's nothing wrong with that, right? When you're thinking and analyzing things, you can uncover a lot of new ideas that way. But when you're talking about matters of the spirit, at some point, you have to move beyond thinking and talking. At some point, you have to commit. You have to say yes to the spirit. You have to say yes to your spirit, and you have to let your spirit fill your body. You have to let your body be a vessel for your spirit, because that is how your spirit touches the world, through your body. And when your spirit touches this world, that's when transformation can happen for you and for the world. So however we understand spirit, whether we're talking about the human spirit or the divine spirit, we're thinking about love, we're thinking about hope, we're thinking about wonder and joy. And joy to me is definitely connected to the body. Joy is happiness, but it is more than just happiness. It is happiness that lifts us up and it empowers us, right? It energizes us. It is a happiness that comes with a burst of energy and a state of feeling like we want to say yes to life and all of its possibilities. And it is something that we feel in our bodies deep down. When you feel joy, you feel it. It charges you. And that energy and that charge and that feeling of wanting to say yes and that feeling of empowerment, All these things create the possibility of transformation. When we feel joy, we are experiencing a self-contained moment in time that we often don't want to let go of because we think this is how life is supposed to be. This is what the world could be. And so joy seeks joy. So I want to take just a moment, and we don't have to do this in any coordinated fashion. Turn to someone who is near you, and just for like a minute, share with each other something that brings you joy. I'm going to step away, and I will come back, and we'll ring the bowl back. So you say like 30 seconds, and share with someone around you what brings you joy. Wow, you got loud. Got to get you all talking more often. So the opposite of joy is lament, which is a kind of sorrow that is felt deep down in the body. And we're going to talk about lament in January when our worship theme is struggle and freedom, because lament is also transformative. Coming from the other direction, joy sees the possibility and the promise of the world and looks to lift us all up. And lament walks with the pain of the world and it cries out for justice and healing. So joy is laughter and lament is tears. And they often go hand in hand. And as joy sharpens our sense of life's beauty, we may even feel more deeply the pain of life's struggle and loss. So joy can even open us up to lament. And similarly, if there's been profound loss in our lives, we may need a time of lament to do its healing work before joy is possible again. So lament opens us up to joy. They go hand in hand. The experience of joy can have a spiritual impact on us in the sense that joy can challenge us to reconsider our values and our priorities. When we look at our lives in the light of joy, things that used to satisfy may no longer satisfy us. And things that we have always put up with, we may no longer be willing to put up with or compromise on. The experience of joy can be a clarifying experience. It can tell us important things about who we are and what really matters to us. Because practically from the moment that we are born, we are bombarded with messages about what should matter to us. Right? We're bombarded with messages, often contradictory messages from our parents, from our religion, from our schools, from TV and music and movies and billboards, definitely from our employer, from our partner. They all send us messages about what should matter to us. Even our children have been known to venture an opinion or two for those of us with children about what should matter to us. And within all that blooming, buzzing confusion, we have to figure out what actually matters to us. Because sometimes we tell ourselves that X, Y, and Z is important to us when the truth is maybe not so much. Maybe in telling ourselves that we're trying to please religion or parents or partner or employer. Maybe something truly was important to us once upon a time, but we've changed. And it's not so much anymore, and we just haven't noticed that fact. We haven't caught up to ourselves. Maybe for one reason or another, we stopped listening to our heart's longing. And there is a need in our life that is unfulfilled, and we're not being present to that need. Or we're putting off dealing with it because unfulfilled needs can be disruptive to our lives and the lives of our families. And so we know that it's important, but we just don't make time to attend to it because we're busy, and lots of things are also important, and they're important right now, and so we put it off, and we put it off, and we put it off, and wait, and wait, and wait. And joy can shine like a ray of sunshine through all of that fog of those competing impulses and messages and reorient our spirit in a powerful way. Joy can reorient us. It can remind us, this is who we are. This is who you are. This is what you are about. And it can surprise you. This is who you are. This is what you are about. So there's always an element of risk in experiencing joy, because joy can transform our lives. And that can be a scary thing. Change can be scary. Transformation doesn't always feel great. Sometimes it feels like falling. Sometimes it feels like risking, and we're not ready to do that yet, not just quite yet. So we may close ourselves off precisely to those moments that invite the Spirit in. So let's take a moment. And here, I just want you to take a breath and think about if there's anything in your life that is preventing you from experiencing joy. If there's anything in your life that is closing you off from those moments that invite Spirit in. Let's just take a breath and let it out. And just sit with that question for a few moments and breathe. Joy is transformative, which means joy is potentially liberating. Joy is, so as a people of a transformative, liberating religion, joy is a religious value. It is a religious value of Unitarian Universalism. So I would suggest that you make it a religious practice to make space for joy in your life. We need to make room for that fresh infusion of energy and creativity that joy brings into our lives. We need to listen to what joy is telling us. It may be affirming what we already know, but it may also be telling us something that we need to hear. Sometimes joy comes into our life as an unexpected visitor, and we need to open the door and let joy in. And then finally, in a hard, sometimes too hard world, in a world of lament, the experience of joy is healing and sustaining. The experience of joy reminds us that we are beautiful, amazing creatures, and we deserve joy. We deserve joy. We are miracles of creation, and joy is our birthright. We are dignified and worthy, and it is only right that joy travels with us on our journey. We deserve joy. And it is one of the wonders of the human experience and one of the wonders of the human spirit that so often we find joy where and when we least expect it. And even the hardest of times or the most difficult of circumstances, joy finds a way to shine through. Even in the midst of lament, there can be joy, bringing with it hope and possibility and the promise of new tomorrow. Even when we feel most lost, joy can be waiting for us. So let us be open to the presence of joy in our life. Let us receive joy with gratitude as a gift of the Spirit, as a thing of mystery and wonder. Let us listen to the things joy is telling us, and let us share our joy with the world, that we may be changed and the world may be healed. Blessed be, and amen.